Hello, all. I'm just writing in the chat because this has tickled me. Welcome, welcome. So let's see if I can get my games up. See if this works. I'm always so like, will this happen? Hopefully you can hear me, you can hear the music. Pragmatic, absolutely. At my age, everything is a consideration. Also, everybody on the internet knows what I look like. I don't know what anybody looks like. You know, I don't know how old the machine is. I love how Stuart took that proposal for himself as well. Collier, something iffy about this here Citadel seems almost chaotic even. Citadel of quite a nice butler and cloakroom, but an a-hole librarian didn't mark his so well, I suppose. Oh, yeah, we had quite a few nice interactions in this adventure, for sure, for sure. Stuart says, it's not chaotic, it's chaos. Chaos-ish. Very nice expression. Callum's on time. Snaps. Well done, Callum. What are the odds that we make it through? I don't know. I wouldn't like to calculate those. David. Cup of tea, feet up, cat on a lap, and mirror on YouTube. Perfect way to finish a Sunday. Well, I'm really pleased to tell everybody that I am feeling calm. I feel like I'm, you know, if 1 to 10 is a stress level, I'm having like an 8 or 9 evening. I'm very happy to be here with everybody. I've got my water. I spent the weekend in Margate with 2 friends that have known me for years, and we went swimming in the sea. So that's all very lovely. Hi, Flynn. Yeah, I was so sorry to hear about your loss. Sending you lots and lots of love. Hi, Alex. Hi, Gary. Hi, Robbie. Callum has finally decided to start reading the Horus Heresy books. Welcome. Welcome to the epics. Yes, we could try and make different choices, Stuart, and we've put so many bookmarks in. Callum, recap. Thank you for the recap, Callum. We're in the dining room for the 10th time and sliding down the trap stairs for the 9th time because we keep picking the same flight of stairs. You know what to do. You can vote. Use your vote. Every decision we make in this game will be your responsibility. So do not take it lightly. Hi, David. Yep. Robbie saying, I know, Callum, I voted for the correct side. Hi, Aztec Jaguar. Lovely to have you here. We've got a lot of members. Thank you for all the green memberships. I know a lot of you gift memberships. Thank you for that. Hi, Neil. Welcome, Neil, the map maker, cartographer Neil. Hello, John. Hey, Chambers. Hey, Collier. Oh, yay, I'm glad you're going to the shelter. That sounds lovely. Ooh, the buffering circle of death. Oh, I hope I'm not buffering. I hope you can see everything. Stuart. Okay, fine. I hope you and Machine are very happy together. Yes, I know what Chambers of Roleplay look like. That's my friend James, who we're trying to work out how we knew each other. I thought I knew James from Hate, but I don't think I did. I think he just knew me from Ian's videos. We got to see each other at Dragon Meet. That was very nice. Yes, I hope everyone has had a good week. Robbie didn't. Is anyone else buffering? Ooh, okay. Let me know what is happening. I can see it quite well and live on my laptop. So I'm hoping no one has problems. Having said that, the chat's gone very quiet. So are we good? Have I frozen? Oh, Neil, in with the memberships already. Amazing. Great job. Oh, welcome, Miles. Welcome, TV's Brent. James used to be in the book club. Yes. But Jim, but before that, I thought we knew each other. Oh, congratulations on your membership, Pixie and Michael. Welcome, welcome, and welcome to your membership as well, Adam Richardson. We do love an Adam. Good, no buffering. In which case, I would love to show you all something very, very exciting. So, I just got my issue of Weird Science magazine. For those of you that don't know, I am a writer and I used to write for Dragon Plus. The amazing Matt, the editor of Dragon Plus, allowed me to write some stuff for Dragon Plus. And yeah, I do like bits of game writing, hobby stuff, nerd stuff. And this one may tickle your fantasy because this is a little bit of a grimdark issue. So this is the amazing editor of Weird Science, JP. And yeah, I'm trying to get him to come on the channel and talk about this issue because I think it will really appeal to viewers of this channel. In the introduction, it says, whether it's the Kafkaesque nightmare of paranoia, the malignant corporate dictatorships of cyberpunk, or the absurdly grimdark far future of Warhammer 40,000, we often choose to holiday in hell. So what is it about these dystopias that attract us? And then we've got a whole beautiful issue. It's looking so glorious. Exploring. I'm just showing you some very colourful pages. Yeah, exploring lots of cool games, some great questions. There's a really lovely Kieran Gillen interview. So Kieran wrote, most of you will probably know Kieran from his role-playing game, Die. I know Kieran from 30 years ago when I used to be in a band and he was a music journalist and fanzine writer. He's a good soul. So yeah, I mean, this magazine is really beautifully put together. It's always so pretty. It's got a ton of amazing game stuff in. If I can get John on my channel, I will have him do a page by page with us. But look, some beautiful things in there. Yeah, some of you may read this already. But yeah, I guess this is a little ad because I get to do my little Appendix M at the back. Yeah, so I get to write a column at the end of each issue. Sometimes I get to do reviews or interviews. And I think, yeah, I feel like I don't know if I interviewed Dan for this issue, but I've definitely interviewed for, yeah, sorry, I'm having a brain thing. I feel like I've interviewed Dan. No, maybe that was for a different magazine. Anyway, I get to do stuff with Weird Science, so I would love it to be supported and keep going. And my column on this one is all about my adventures in the grimdark, specifically of Warhammer 40k and Heresy, etc. So yeah, that is my little ad for one of my favourite mags. And I have to say, JP and John Power has put so much of his own love, time, effort, energy, passion into that magazine. It'd be really great if it could become super successful. Yeah. So everybody's here. Thank you for listening to that. And I hope that you have a little look. James says we met at Dragon Meet. Thank you, Jackdaw. We both know Angus. Yes, we know Angus. And yes, phonogram. I wonder if I've got phonograms. I used to have them. Ugh. Since I did the shelf reshuffle, I can't find anything. But I used to have my phonograms here. Maybe we'll have to do the exploration of the bookshelves. But I have reminded myself that I've got this gorgeous Mirrorstone book, which I love. My dad and I really loved this book when I was little. And it's signed by Michael Palin, who's one of my all-time favourites. Michael Palin is the greatest of all time. And Michael Palin actually reminds me of my dad a lot. Yeah. But we will do, Jim keeps telling me we need to do a bookcase tour. So we will do that at some point. Okay, lots of comments and then we'll start playing. 24 people watching. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Robbie, oh my goodness, gifting the memberships. Oh, so Max Magnus, welcome. Dr. Shiv, welcome. Mr. Jones, welcome. Mostly Harmless, we don't believe you, welcome. Itinerant Spark, these are some amazing usernames. Thank you so much. Flyan, you've preempted my usual what are we painting question, but please do tell us all in the chat what you're painting. Kulurut, oh Die, I remember reading about that comic, I need to check that out. Robbie says, Mira, all your writing will be more grimdark from now on, that's how it gets you. Probably, I think you're probably right. Simro, hi, hello. Neil, perhaps you could write a short column about this community and our weekly struggles to beat Balthus Dire and his perpetually sliding staircases. David, there's a reference to you in the second phonogram trade. Yeah, I know. Felt very grateful for that. It's so nice. It gives me some very cool RPG cred. I think people look at me and they're like, who the hell are you? And then Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey are just wonderful. Amazing supporters. I put on my Instagram, actually, in one of my bands, we had some art inside the 7-inch, and yeah, I don't think I've got a printout, but they actually produced that for us, which is pretty effing cool. And we're definitely staying PG-13 today. I'm not doing any swearing. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships, people. That's so kind. Neil and Robbie, you've gifted immediately. So kind. Thank you so much. We do appreciate. Okay, Flyan is focusing on getting Typhus's Cloud Swarm painted. There's a baddie called Typhus in the Flash Gordon movie. Hi Lewis, welcome. Oh, Caprice is painting a giant Nurgle snail. Oh my gosh. Thank you both, Neil and Robbie, amazing. Collier says, was replaying a bit of Arkham Asylum the other day. The depiction of Batman in it reminds me of my dad at times. Not because of the kung fu justice, but because he's bloody obstinate, lol. Aww. Simro is painting some tiny Legion Imperialis minis. And Aztec is not painting, though. He's assembling an Imperial Guard Basilisk. Be careful of that glue, my friend. Jim, Nurgle Snail was super fun to paint. Jim, are you painting? Could you do a like and subscribe message and pin it in the chat, or are you too busy? I should probably do that, but we should probably get with the game. We're 12 minutes in. Welcome everybody, so nice to see you all. Let's have a look at what's in our bag. So Derek Smalls, on his potentially 8th trip around this dungeon, has an enchanted dagger and a scroll of luck. We are wielding a magic battle sword and leather armor. We have 8 gold pieces. We have a scroll of strength, a scroll of fire, a scroll of creature copy. We have 2 scrolls of levitation. We have a scroll of shielding, a scroll of ESP. We have 2 of those. Here are some other things we've picked up, which we kind of didn't pick up much the last few times we've been through this dungeon. We have a glowing green key. We have a backpack. We have a spider in a jar. It's actually a little man's face with legs. In a jar, a bottle of wine, a lantern. I can't remember what the wine does. No matter. We have a silver key, a pocket myriad, and a silver mirror. That's probably the most we've ever had. In terms of stats, stamina, we're 8 stamina points down. We've got 7 skill, and we've got 8 luck. So I'm wondering if we could try and boost our stamina, but I don't think it looks like we've got any rations or anything. So we may not be able to do that now. Anyway, here we are at the case in hand. Let me get my game voice on. Excuse-moi. Okay, should we try an old man voice? Something a bit creaky. The staircase creaks as your foot falls on it. You try to ascend as quietly as possible, but the old timbers groan under your weight. Suddenly, one of the stairs clicks as if to trigger a switch of some kind. To your surprise, all of the stairs flick downwards. You are now standing on a smooth, steep slope. Try as you might, you cannot keep your balance and you fall down the slope, tumbling head over heels. If you wish to use a levitation spell, you may fly up and out of danger to land on the balcony above. Otherwise, you must turn to 254. Okay, great. Okay, thank you, Jim. I'm pinning your message. So now will be our first poll of the evening. This is a nice and easy one to get us started. Are we going to levitate or not? And I would just hasten to mention that we have been around this merry-go-round of the staircase that's slippery about 8 times. So please do your best to help us. To help us survive. Dave is painting orcs, but the cat is demanding Dave's attention, so not at the moment. Jim, are Alpha Legion your favourite Legion now? It reminds me of the World Cup where all the Romanians bleached their hair blonde and Jimmy Hill said it would give them an advantage on the pitch. I think they're a bit sneakerson. I don't know, the jury is out. I don't not like them. I'm interested in them. I'm interested to read more about them. But I haven't pledged my troth to a Legion yet. But yeah, I like the Alpha Legion. Robbie, no swearing until we come back round to the dining room for the 15th time. Okay, agreed. Thank you, Jim. I've pinned the message. Collier, thanks for the reminder of the little man in a jar. I needed to think about that some more. David, wine is an extra fireball spell. Thank you. Thank you, Neil, as well. Wine gets you drunk. Thank you, Stuart. Not for me. I'm sober. I do not drink. Okie dokie. So, the people have spoken. And 17 votes say that we must levitate. Let us do so. You chant the words of the levitation spell using your scroll and you float safely to the top of the staircase. Okay, a new room. Let's bookmark this so we don't have a sudden death scenario. I think we have beat the world record for bookmarks. Along the balcony there are 3 doors. Which would you like to take? Left, centre or right? Let's see. We can get a map check. Let me pop the poll up and then we'll get a map check. Thank you for asking. Okay. I noticed we've lost about 8 viewers already. Eek! I don't know how to retain viewers. I'm sorry. Do I not amuse you? I suppose there are a lot of viewers who come and then we're just having a chat with the chat and they're like, oh, this is very exclusionary. So apologies for that, people. Okay. So what did you feel about the reveal? Thank you, Simro Dave. I'm very freaking proud of that comparison. I did a swear. But I'm really proud of that comparison. What did you think of the reveal of the Cabal and John Grammaticus as a character? I really love John Grammaticus. I don't know if anyone has read the Dragonlance trilogy, but there's the first trilogy and then there's the Time of the Twins, I think. There's a second trilogy. And in that there's a historian who is forced to record and be there through from the beginning of the universe to the end, an immortal historian. And John Grammaticus, I felt, was of that ilk and I really loved him. I think the Cabal is cool. I'm excited about the Cabal. Do I think they're going to survive the heresy? Absolutely not. They're all Xenos, they will be slayed, so I'm going to try not to get too attached to them. Stuart says Mira is alpha curious. Always, Stuart, always curious. So here is our map check. We have travelled from the portcullis, through the courtyard, the guarded door, past the butler, past the Gark, through the library, a lovely time in the library, which we all love a library. Then we were in prison, and then we played with a leprechaun. We went to a wine cellar, we played with the golem, and here we are in the dining hall. These other greyed out images are where we have been before, but we died. So that's the map check. The Alpaca Legion is something I'd like to see in fan art. Absolutely. Am I wearing Space Wolves light blue? I thought they were white. Or maybe that's Lunar Wolves. I don't know. If there's a Legion that's sky blue, that is quite appealing. We always take the left stairs and we never take this left here. Stuart, I am alpaca. No, you're not. I'm alpaca. Lol. Yay! I love Dragonlance too. I love Dragonlance. Oh, it'd be my dream to speak to Margaret Weiss or Tracy Hickman. Collieret, I'm the kind of joyless miser who can't abide Tasselhoff and would have fed him to the dragon back in Saroth. No feeding Taz to dragons. Yeah, I mean, it's the same with any genre spawning billions of books. You're going to get some good books and bad books, Callum, but I love Dragonlance so much. I'm just looking for a Tannis half-elven in my life, but knowing my luck, he'll probably go off with Kittiara and break my heart. Okay, so the poll has spoken. And with 20 votes, thank you so much. We have 26 voting. That's a big old vote. We've got 50 saying we're going to try the door in the centre. So, girding our adventuring loins, we take the door in the centre. Oh no, it's the nursery again. You listen at the door and can hear squeaky voices laughing and squabbling. You try the handle and the door opens. Inside is a brightly coloured room. A few small beds are in one corner, and strewn about the floor are small mannequins of various brutish creatures. Along the right-hand wall is a large box, and just beyond the box is a door. In the centre of the floor and looking up at you quizzically are 3 infant creatures. They are human-like but have green skin, pointed ears and slit-like eyes. What will your approach be? Okay, so we've got some choices. We can draw our sword, we can rummage through our pack, or we can walk confidently through the room. Jen, hello! Lovely to see you here. Welcome, welcome, Jen. I hope you're having a better week. Okay, so I'm doing our poll options. Talk amongst yourselves, my loves. My loves. That's such a middle-aged woman way to talk to everybody. I don't remember what we did. But let's see. What we did in the past does not matter today. What do we do? You decide. Have at it. The poll is live in the chat. Hello, Chuan Lintu. Welcome. Welcome. We are at the nursery again. Jen says, flippin' heck, what have I walked into? I've been reading Jen's book this week. Jen has written 2 books about fairy kingdoms and the fights within, and some humans who stumble into their kingdoms. It's young adult, and I was gifted 2 of Jen's books. So Jen, you should pop the names of your books in the channel. Tuona Lintu, I feel so bad for you. You always miss the memberships when they're being gifted, but we're so happy to have you here. Oh, Robbie, my polls are coming up blank. I'm going to do a reset. Yes, please do. Lovely. Better my loves than my children. My loves is more Gollum, I think. I'm going to start calling everyone my precious. Okay. The people have spoken. I have ended the poll. And it's not posting what the poll said, but I did see it, and it did say rummage through our pack, I believe. So I'm going to refresh my chat to see if that is indeed correct. Yes, 63% said rummage through the pack for something to offer. Ooh, so we've got some lovely choices here now. Will we let them look at the pocket myriad or the spider in the jar? Or will we draw our sword, or will we turn to the door? So we've got 4 choices now, which is, I think, 2 more than we had the last time we were here. The pocket myriad, I feel, was like a weapon. Spider in a jar is gross, but kids love things that are gross. So we could see if the kids want to play with the spider. Oh, poor spider. Oh, let's see what they say. Have at it, my pretties. Fly into that pole. Jen says, my books are Fairy War and Hunt for the Raven Spire. I have more plans. Some might argue too many. 100% so far saying show the spider in a jar. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Just 12 votes, but 100 people, 100% of those 12 people voting want to show the spider in the jar. There are 26 people watching. Thank you all so much for watching. Kids will love the spider, says Sean Dooley. Welcome, Sean. Okie dokie. Alex, are you in the chat? How many spiders do you see in a day? I love gardening, but spiders, difficult. I had spider mites. They attacked my roses. It was very distressing. Call your up. Just want to get rid of that spider, to be honest. Okay. Well, let's do that. Let's see what happens when we give these babies a spider in a jar. They are revolted by your gift and run over to the corner of the room, hiding under the beds. Somewhat puzzled by their behaviour, you leave the jar on the floor to torment them, those poor little kids, and make for the door on the far side of the room. Okay, well, guess we got through this room. Well done us. Let's see if we've done this before. Have we managed it? We have managed it before. Where we're coming back to now, the island with the chest, we have been tricked and trapped here previously. So let's adjust our action accordingly. So let's start a poll. What do we do? Left hand door. I think Robbie's written something that I really want to ignore, but I'm going to have to dive in deep on it in the chat. Holy deep balls, Robbie. Can we still be friends? Okay. Will we take the left or the right door? You decide. Please take your vote in the poll now. You know when we do show me the minis, we have show me the minis. I feel like we need something for go and do the poll. That's a bit more exciting. So Alex says, not too many spiders, thankfully. Praise the Emperor. Jen says, bear in mind I've written 7 books in full and 8 that I'm writing currently. Admitted all but 2 of them need an editing pass, or 5. Yeah, got to get them edits, Jen. Collier, children, what do they even want? We don't know. Robbie, why have you got 5 jumping spiders? What do you do with them? Do they jump on you? Those are my questions to you this evening. 31 people in the chat. Of them, 19 have voted, and it's a super close poll. 55, 20 votes now. That just jumped really quick. 55 people would like us to go through the right-hand door, and 45% of us... Ooh, I just flung my little suit off into the ether. So it looks like 45 said left, 55 said right. So let's go right. Ooh, is this a new room? Okay. You try the handle and it turns. The door is stiff and you must shove it open. The room inside is some sort of living abode with tables, chairs, shelves, and a collection of animal heads. Animal heads on the wall. There is a plush pile carpet on the floor. Suddenly, one of the animal heads turns and looks towards you. Okay, it's some kind of dog and it barks loudly in a tone which is a warning both to you and to any of its cronies which may be within earshot. As you watch the head, you do not notice a carpet which flies up off the floor and whisks past you, clipping your ear. You spin around in time to see one of the chairs slowly reforming itself into a tall man. What business have you here? He booms. Oh, I know this. This is the chairman. Lol. How will you respond? Do you want to talk to him? Use a spell scroll? Go through your backpack for a weapon or a gift? Or quickly leave the room and try the other door? Well, what I'm going to do is place a bookmark right here. And now I'm going to pop a poll in the chat. And I'm going to see what we're all going to do, because in this game of Citadel of Chaos, you decide. It's all your fault. So do we want to talk? Use a spell? Look in our pack? Or leave the room, try another door? And that is an option. That's a valid option. You can do whatever you wish to do. So please, there are 28 people in the chat. The poll is now ready. Have at it. Yes, we all made the same joke about Chairman. Amazing. Amazing. Jackdaw. Aren't jumping spiders the ones that do the romantic waving? Oh, that sounds nice. And Stuart says an editor can either save a book or kill it. I'm sure Gary would agree with that sentiment. Sean, can you teach the spiders to jump through tiny hoops? Voice your choice. Very nice. I like that, James. Cast your vote. Let your opinion take the float. Voice your choice. Cast your vote. Let your opinion take the float. Fantastic work, James. Thank you. Robbie says, they are super cool. They do jump, but not on me. Jen is continuing to talk about their book career. Someone once asked me how many books I had planned, and I said 28, plus the ones that are just a series name without a number of books yet. Jen, we're all reading the Horus Heresy. You can do better. You too can peak at 60 plus books. Come on, try harder. Caprice, chairman of the board, I presume. Jen, wait, is he a chairman or a chairman? Neil, is it a man with the head of a chair or a chair with the head of a man? So I'm just going to let people jump in that poll a little bit longer. Talking about chairman and stuff, one of my favourite podcasts ever was called Harmontown, and they had a whole funny thing about chairman. I don't know if any of you watched Harmontown, but I've actually saved them as highlights in my Insta story. Let's see. So this is Stoolhead.
Stoolhead. What he lacks in imagination for names, he makes up for in blood.
That's one of my favourites.
Have my attention. What do we have going on over here? Oh shit! The chair recognizes. Stool.
Anyway, yeah, big fan of Chairman and Harmontown. Very good. So we'll close the poll. I'm pretty sure professional YouTubers do not show their Instagram highlights on their phone to their webcam camera, for which I apologise. And we have 24 people watching, so I apologise to everybody there. Okay, so we have said we'd like to talk to the chairman. Let's try. Oh my lord, he's not interested in your chat or your stories and questions your authority to be there. Without warning, he turns into a snake, hissing at you, and slithers across the floor towards you. Meanwhile, the dog head on the wall has detached itself and is now floating through the air towards you. Well, it never rains but pours, does it? The chair turned into a man that turned into a snake, and now a dog head is floating towards us. Seems a pretty magical room, a pretty magical encounter, if not annoying and irritating. Do you want to use a spell against them, or do you want to search through your backpack? And you can let me know. Voice your choice, thank you, James, in this poll. So we have a couple of options. There we go. I'll start the poll. The poll is your goal. Okie dokie. Is it the man with the head of a chair or the chair with the head of a man, says Neil. Oh, who knows? Flyan says, stab him. Collier, every now and then I think about the poor editor who goes to George R.R. Martin's house once a month, knocks on the door, gets no answer, and slinks away defeated. I think we're going to have a discussion point, and we're going to talk about George R.R. Martin after we've made this decision. Korpenflieger. Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. Thank you. That feels like a Douglas Adams quote to me. Stuart, I'm trying to peek at one book. Jen, still talking about their book career. This is like the 6th post. My absolute favourite bit though, I'm planning a sequel to a crossover I'm still writing the build up to because my brain plans about 20 steps ahead. It would be lovely if you could join in with the rest of the chat. Lovely to hear about your author career and kudos to you. And we should talk about being an author. Neil says, very good Korpenflieger. He also says, reminds me of Chairface Chippendale from The Tick. Collierut says, rude. Warning first, please. What a room. I don't get that. Did something happen? Capri says, not at home to Marjorie Manners, sir. Flyan, it pours. Lazarus Long, welcome Lazarus. What a name. Well, we gave him a chance. Rest in peace, Chairman. Gary, I hate when this happens. Lazarus Long. Yep, just saying. Gary says, snakes, dogs, what next? Let's not tempt fate, Gary. It'll probably be some other crazy stuff. Spell is needed, defo. Robbie, I can click the poll, but it's just blank till I click it. Collierut, dude turned into a snake without warning. It was damn rude, thank you. I'm just looking for a plug. So I can plug this. One of my 2 screens, which is helping me keep up with the chat, is just dying. So I'm just going to plug some power in here. Yes, we are charging. Okay, Rob, I don't know what I can do when I do the poll. I can tell you what's in each of the slots. So you can have a look. We've got 34 people in the chat. So we should probably play this game. And that's there's definitely something up with the polls this evening, because in order to see the result of the polls, I'm having to refresh. So 66% of us would like to use a spell against them. And we have a few spells available to us. We have a creature copy spell. We have our ESP spell. Interesting. And then we can still choose an item to give him, or we can try and leave. So I'm going to start the poll with all the options. I know everybody voted for a spell, but let's see what they're going to do. So Rob, for you, box number 1 is going to be an option to cast creature copy. For Rob, box number 2 is going to be an ESP spell. Number 3 is if we decide to give him an item. And option 4 is going to be if we leave. So have at it. Voice your choice. Thank you, James, for that little catchphrase. Okay. Jen, sorry, I'll shut up about it. If you ever want to interview me, just be aware I can talk for England. Thank you. Stuart, you can never trust a chairman. David, who has published their long-delayed fantasy novel first? George R.R. Martin, Pat Rothfuss, or Scott Lynch? Jen, is this wizard secretly Fulgrim in disguise? Sean, same problem here, Robbie. Oh no, that sucks. There's definitely something up with the polls tonight. Can you see the polls tonight? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about the polls. This seemed like a job for a fire spell, says Collierut. Robbie, cheers, Sean. My phone had set the resolution to 480, hoping it fixed it. Neil, welcome. Good evening, all. Sorry I was late, was putting out my recycling. How much did you have, man? We've been at this for hours, 40 minutes of recycling. Item him up. I don't think that's rude. I try so hard to keep this channel PG-13. Classic chairman move. Start as a chair, turn into a man, turn into a snake and a floating dog head. We should have seen it coming, people. Thank you, Mira. I didn't fix it. Collierut. Oldest trick in the book. And Alex, the polls are working for you. I'm pleased about that. Let's end this poll. And it looks like the ESP spell has become the one we shall cast. We're going to ESP him. You cast your spell and concentrate on the 3 changing creatures. And as you all know, if you're ever casting an ESP spell, you must touch your forehead and look concentrated and slightly constipated. As you fit them together, you realize these creatures are Mix or MIKS and are able to transform themselves into anyone or anything they wish. They are thinking of you and are not the least bit worried by your presence. More likely, they see you as sport. Every so often, though, they are thinking of gold and their emotions indicate a great greed. Perhaps this will be your passport to safety. Okay, so we're going to start a poll, and the first one will be gold them, and the second one will be leave the room. So just to remind us all, we're actually doing okay. We're doing okay on the gold. We actually have 8 gold pieces of gold at present. So with that, I will launch the poll, and let's see what everybody decides to do. Welcome to everybody new to the chat. You're so welcome. This is where we play Fighting Fantasy on Sunday nights and try to talk to each other to banish any signs of Sunday scaries ahead of the week. We play for always an hour. Sometimes if it's going well, we hang around for a couple of hours. You're welcome to drop in and out, but we do ask you, please use your powers and vote in the poll because you decide our fates. Okay, pretty decisive. 93% want to gold them up. So let's do that. Jen says, thank goodness you reminded us about McAvoy's law of psychic powers. Fingers to the temples, an integral part of the Professor X School of Telepathy. Neil, do we have any stamina scrolls? We don't, Neil. It's a worry. So we'll give them some gold. As you hold out the gold pieces, not all of them. Oh, they gasp as they look at your coins. An invisible hand snatches them from you and lays them on the ground. They look at you and a voice demands more. You pull out all of your gold pieces and throw them into the center of the room. A voice rings out. Well, stranger, you are indeed welcome here in the House of the Mix. We thank you for your gift. If you are heading on, take the door ahead of you, but beware of the Ganges. We wish you luck with your journey. We may add 1 luck point for the mixed good wishes and leave through the door ahead of us. Good times. I'm just going to have some drinking water because that voice just did a weird thing to my throat. I hate when that happens. I was also wondering if anybody came here because I can never pronounce his name. Is it Kiriroth or Kiroth? Did a tweet about a podcast, and then I wondered if people had looked at that Twitter stuff. So welcome if you're new. We welcome newbies, and you will find our regulars are very lovely. We all try very hard not to swear together. So just the chat quickly. Oh, Neil has got Amazon packaging woes. Yeah, I feel that. That certainly is an accent. Kermit adjacent. It was a choice. It was a choice. So let us turn to page 206. You leave through the door and find yourself at the foot of another spiral staircase leading up into the Black Tower. Climbing the stairs, you eventually come to a landing where a single door is the only way onwards. You try the door. It opens slowly. Oh gosh. It feels like we're close to endgame again, doesn't it? Are we prepared sufficiently this time? Probably not. Let's see. Oh, you feel yourself sucked into the room. As if by magic your torch flickers and dies. The room is pitch black. From nowhere yet everywhere comes a mocking laugh which fills the room. Foolish, oh God, this voice again. Foolish adventurer, says another voice which changes its tone from high to low as it speaks. Welcome to the home of the Ganges. Unfortunately, will be the last room you will ever see. Ah, but of course you cannot see, can you? But we can see you, can't we, brothers? And laughing voices come from all around you. Suddenly, a ghostly white, luminous face flies towards you. You recoil in horror. Throwing yourself on the ground and begin to feel very frightened. Lose 1 skill, 2 stamina and 1 luck point for your fear. This does not bode well, my friends, my fine friends. Crikey. How do you escape the wrath of the Ganges? Do we escape the wrath of the Ganges? I am going to bookmark here. And let's see what we can do. So I am going to start a poll. We have 3 options here. Gosh. So let me just get that sorted. Do we cast a fire spell? So the top box is a fire spell. Do we look in our backpack for something? Or do we draw our sword? Interesting. I have no idea what we do. I believe we died in here previously. So I'm just gonna see what your wishes are. Your wish is my command. Kirioth is great. Love his channel. He did invite me to do a podcast or something with him, but we haven't heard since. Kirioth, I hadn't, but I'm a big fan of him, especially the fact that the poor man is chronically incapable of staying on a topic. Callum, here again. Yes, we are. Bye, James. Be right back. See you later. Alex, yes, Kirioth is great. Stuart, I'm 40 plus, too old to not swear. Still an anarchist. Ganges again, says David. Callum, do we have the right random item this time? Question. David, we do, I think. I sense knowledge. Flyan says, fire! Tuon and Lintu. Oh yes, we remember this. Do you have levitate? Alex, I can't remember how we died here last time. Lazarus Long, burn the heretic. We die so often I can't remember either. Let's end the poll and see what happens. Okay, 77% wanted to look in our backpack for an artifact. Oh no, what will you pull from your backpack? Spider in a jar, we cannot. Charmed amulet, we cannot. A jar of ointment, we do not have. We will have to draw our sword and face them. Oh! A silence spreads over the room. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream comes from one corner and a hideous face appears in the air, shooting towards you, screaming as it comes. Your hair stands on end and your legs turn to jelly. Somehow, you manage to reach the door, fling it open and race through. However, you have forgotten that you are high in a tower and the balcony has no railing. You tumble over the ledge and fall straight down. If you have a levitation spell, turn to 103. We do have a levitation spell. Oh, interesting. You cast your spell, but nothing happens. You fall down and down from the tower, finally landing with a fatal crash on the floor below. The fearsome creatures have robbed you of your magic and now of your life. You have failed in your mission. The end. Oh, no. The end. Wow. Oh, that's depressing. So, people, we have options. I'm thinking we could go back to the nursery and not use the spider in the jar and see if we could use it on the Ganges instead. We could go back further than that. What do you all think? Jen says, you know you're watching a Kiri video when the first 90 seconds of his Warhammer video has absolutely nothing to do with Warhammer. If I recall, the sword leads you to them throwing you out and then you levitate or die. Thank you, Flyan. Good luck to your sandwich. Jen, how rude, just casually throwing their faces at you. Stuart, damn it, R.I.P. Earths. Callum, I think we need to go further back than the nursery. How far back, Callum? Tuonan, interesting. Better try the other door then. Sean, killed by a river again. Jackdaw says nursery. Neil says, do you want a hint? Not yet, Neil. Let's just have a little look. If we restart, it will, so let's use the last bookmark, but then look at our previous bookmarks too. So, the one before this was we went into the dog room. And the one before that was 3 doors. We could have chosen the difference between the doors. The one before that must have been ages ago, and we picked up the spider in a jar. And that was at the Golem's house. So if we jump forward again. We were here at the mix. I don't know if there's going to be a way we can avoid the Ganges or whether that's part of the final quest. Interesting. What does everybody think? I think, Neil, we've spent a lot of time on this adventure. It might be time to take a hint from Neil. And by hint, I mean, I guess, where should we go back to? That's the question. I'm just having a look at the chat, which seems to have frozen a little bit. Let me reload the page again. Oh, I hope the chat hasn't frozen. I'll do a test. Hello? Oh no, don't leave me to decide the things. This is where it all goes wrong. Hello? Okay, so there are people in the chat, but none of us know what to do. Well, we could try a different door from this point. Oh, everyone is lost in thought. It really is, Anil. You can't avoid the Ganges. 2 of the 3 items you can give them will let you pass. 1 of them doesn't. Neil, is it worth holding on to the spiders in the jar? Shall we go back to that point? Gary, it did freeze briefly. I'm sorry about that. There's something going down in the YouTube universe. It can't always be perfect. Poor Neil. Neil, there is always so much stress on you. Whenever we cheat, we're like, Neil, what should we do? There are 2 items that can get you past the Ganges. I don't think we've ever collected either of the right items. That's interesting, Callum. So, what I'm hearing is we need to find those items or we can't complete the adventure. Is that correct? There's no way to get past the Ganges apart from 2 items and we need to get one of them. Is that correct, Callum? I'm just going to have a D&D potion-shaped sweet that my dear lovely friend Sonia Bird gave to me. They came in this very cute D&D tin. The 2 items we need, we don't currently have. So, just to be clear, is there a way of completing the quest without beating the Ganges? Yay or nay? Excuse me if I'm being obtuse and everyone's shouting at the screen. This is what the sweets look like. By the way, they're so cute. They're little healing potions. Neil says, do we have a bookmark at the entrance to the Citadel past the courtyard? Really, Neil? Probably, because we've been there about 5 million times. So, just to be clear, we need to go back a pretty long way. Neil, I don't know what the note is referring to. You have to go through the Ganges and Hydra and you need specific items for them. Do we have the specific items for the Hydra even? Oh gosh. Ganges are unavoidable. Okay, got it. So all I can think we can do is go back, take a lot of guidance from Callum and Neil, which is a lot of responsibility. We could do that. We can try and do a speed run. I think we should try and do that. Okay, let's see what bookmarks we've got. That's the wine room. Gosh, we've got a lot of bookmarks. Okay. Do we need to go back prior to the butler? What I'm hearing is start again, Robbie. I know. I'm flipping hearing that too. It's a Goram disaster. What did they say? A bookmark at the entrance to the Citadel past the courtyard. We need to be back at the guarded door is what I'm seeing. Yes, Flyin, see what happened? You left us and it all went to... Yeah. You know, you're having a sandwich. We're in the middle of a shit sandwich. I think you can do it from the butler if you take the right route. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go then. Does Neil agree we can do it from the butler? Why am I suddenly hungry? I know it's because I want to stress eat. I'm going to get myself a satsuma of stress and take care of my vitamin C. Okay. All right, my peoples. We have the satsumas of stress and the banana of freedom. So, Emperor willing, we're doing a speed run. I think it's hilarious. I bet kids playing this back in the day didn't have this many problems. Ha! They had 99 problems and a butler wasn't one. Okay, let's speed run this. We're ringing the bell. The butler comes out. Do we believe the butler and take the left fork, or do we distrust the butler? This is like that episode of Doctor Who, Turn Left or Turn Right, where Donna has a driving lesson at the beginning. Neil, what's more stressful, this or building a 40k chair? This is, because I'm so ready for us to have our triumphant ending. I mean, I'm saying, I think we should do a speed run. So Callum and Neil, if you want to duck in quickly, if I ask you what we should be doing, that'll be super helpful. Butlers are only a problem if you're Lara Croft, says Jen. The satsuma of success is helping. Stuart's having a cheese and ham sandwich, yum. Callum says distrust right. Okay. Okay. The next one is there's a doorway on the right hand side. This door has some strange scrawlings on it, but they are in a language that you do not understand. What will we do? What do we do? I'm going to have to cheat in front of all of you. Okay. Nothing in the chat. I'll try opening the door. Ooh. Is that a death? We wake up in a prison with a calicorn. I'm going to take the food. I have no idea what we're doing. A locked door. I'm literally just speed running to see if we have a... I don't know, Neil and Callum have gone a little bit quiet. So we're just going to see what happens.